Hello everyone and welcome to this webinar, Power Up Your Profile and Generate Leads with LinkedIn. I'm Ellen Finkelstein, owner of ChangeTheWorldMarketing.com, and I'm hosting this webinar for Penny Pearl. And let me tell you a little bit about Penny. She's the founder of Bear to Bull Coaching, and she's a skilled business development professional using online networking and lead generation with LinkedIn. She works directly with business owners and sales teams, and she teaches her system of LinkedIn lead generation through webinars like this one, workshops, and coaching sessions. Prior to coaching, Penny owned a specialty dessert company where she managed all aspects of her online business from development to delivery, and her products were also sold in Whole Foods. Penny's high-tech sales and management experience produced sales and customer service teams that performed at the highest levels. She's a certified coach and served on the board for the International Coach Federation in Sacramento. She has the skills and teaching style to engage her clients on their adventure of making LinkedIn a lead generation tool to grow their business. You can, of course, connect with Penny at LinkedIn, and I'll be giving you the link for that in the webinar panel, and also you can go to her website, which is www.bear, that's the animal, BEAR, the number 2, bullcoaching.com, bear2bullcoaching.com. So without any further ado, I'll turn this over to Penny.
Good morning, and thank you, Ellen, for that wonderful introduction. And welcome everybody to learn more about your LinkedIn lead generation system. I'm really excited to share it with you. It's something that I've developed over the years in response to a lot of my clients who talk about knowing a lot of people on LinkedIn, but not really knowing what to do with them. So this system uses some very specific features on LinkedIn and proprietary software to make the whole process a lot more simple and systematic. And I am glad to share it with you because it's what I do every single day. This is the way I find my leads, and I found some very large clients as a result of it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn a new system that's going to turn your connections into clients using LinkedIn. It's a great tool. They're out there and they're just waiting for you to connect with them and tell them about your services. We're going to create a magnetic fire-breathing profile. We're going to go through the steps for doing that so that your profile becomes an attraction machine for your perfect clients. And also it's a way for you to reach out to clients that are in your target audience. But first, you have to find out who is your target audience. So we'll cover how to do an advanced search and ways to really focus in on the people that are going to want to do business with you. And then we're going to automate it so that you can be busy doing other work while a system is visiting the profiles of those people that are your best prospects. And then finally, we'll talk about different ways to engage with those clients once they show an interest in viewing your profile and communication. How do you communicate with them? And we have templates set up in order to make that a lot easier and streamlined. And in the end, you're going to have a very busy day talking with prospects who want to do business with you.
As I go through this, I'm going to give you an overview using a PowerPoint presentation, and then we're going to actually go in LinkedIn, and then I'm going to show you the tool that I use to streamline your prospecting using specific features on LinkedIn. So bear with me. First, we're going to do the PowerPoint presentation, and then we're going to go online, and I'll be able to demonstrate how this works. One of the things that I wanted to first start out sharing with you is, I guess, what inspired this. I've been an expert in using LinkedIn. I always supplemented that with social networking, where I actually got in the car and drove places, but I really don't have time for that anymore because I'm doing a lot of my business using LinkedIn and using these tools. But I have so many connections on LinkedIn. I keep building my network, and I have no idea what to do with those connections. What do I do with them now? And that inspired me to think about what the end result is that people wanted, and then to enable a system that would allow them to convert their network to clients. Because although you want to be out there meeting people and expand your network, the objective is also to engage with that network so they become clients, or if you're an HR professional, that they become potential candidates, or if you're a job seeker, that you're expanding your network and connect and engage with people who are hiring, or just to expand your network so that you have a lot of contacts and you can help other people in your network. So there are many different applications here. I usually focus on sales or HR applications, so if you would keep that in mind, that would, I think, be really helpful as you apply it to your own situation. One of the areas that I really like to focus on is having your connections become clients. But really, you do first have to find them. Who is your target audience is really key. And the other key is, what exactly do you do that is going to attract your target audience? So you're going to learn a new system that'll turn your connections into clients, and this is all using LinkedIn. We're going to focus on creating a magnetic, fire-breathing profile. Then we're going to learn how to perform advanced searches so that you can find your perfect clients. And then a lot of times what people have done in the past until this software is you manually go in and connect with your perfect clients by going down the list, which is your prospect list within LinkedIn. But now we're going to automate that so that thousands of qualified leads are going to see your profile, and many of them are going to come to visit you. And then we're going to discover secret ways to engage with those leads and how to communicate with them so that those leads turn into sales. In fact, last night, through using this software, I had somebody who looked at my profile who I wanted to engage with. So I sent him a connection request. He connected with me immediately, and then I sent him a letter to schedule an appointment. And first thing I saw in the morning was a time that worked for him, and we're scheduled to speak this week. And that's exactly how it works. So why LinkedIn? Some of you are experienced LinkedIn users. Some of you are moving from Facebook to LinkedIn. You're not necessarily convinced. You're lost. You don't know which direction to go in. But LinkedIn has over 300 million professionals that are waiting to be found by you. Well, at least those in your target audience. But I thought this was an interesting statistic that 41% of small business owners chose LinkedIn, but C-level managers, CEOs, decision makers in larger corporations, they chose LinkedIn as their social media platform over Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, and Pinterest, all combined. So I think that's pretty powerful. And I've seen personally a trend where there are more and more people moving onto LinkedIn and trying to see what it's all about. It's really a hot way to find candidates, to find sales leads, and quite frankly, most companies that use LinkedIn as their internal sales strategy, they're making more sales than those that don't. One of the reasons is that LinkedIn is a search engine. On LinkedIn, you communicate with clients and your network. You market to your clients and your network. And it's also a research platform. Anytime I want to meet somebody or I've heard of somebody, I look them up on LinkedIn. I'm sure you do too. and I get a really good overview of where they're at professionally, their education, their interests, recommendation letters. It gives me a window into who that person is. And what I really, really love about LinkedIn is that when I meet somebody on the phone or in person, I feel like I know them and they know me. And so you kind of are moving through that prospecting process a lot more quickly because you've gotten to know one another before you even really meet. The benefit is that you don't have to cold call. You don't have to do your traditional emailing. And, you know, all of us are so bombarded today with so many emails, newsletters, things like that. You know, the delete button is really easy to find in situations like that. But when you get to know somebody and they've agreed to connect with you, then there's a lot more compelling reasons for them to engage with you. Even second-degree and third-degree connections are more anxious to engage with you because you've connected in some way on LinkedIn. So now you can prospect your network and you can connect and engage with them. My philosophy is, you know, there are ways to communicate with people that are a first-degree connection, but then you have second, third-degree connections and group connections. Let me just explain what that means. Your first-degree connection is a professional on LinkedIn who wants to be a first connection with you so that you are free to email with them via LinkedIn back and forth with virtually no limit in the size of the message that you communicate with. And anybody that they know is your second-degree connection, and then their second-degree connections network is your third-degree connection. It's very important to build your network with quality people that you're going to engage with at some point in time, as well as quantity, because your network expands exponentially. Then you're going to join groups on LinkedIn, which are like person-to-person groups, only everything is done online, and you're going to engage with some of those groups, and those are going to be your group connections. So even if you have 500 connections, you may have several million in your network, and you may want to get introduced to somebody who's a third-degree connection. So it's important to build your network. Always think about making connections. And in fact, I would invite each one of you to please connect with me on LinkedIn, because I want you to be part of my very, very precious network. The process that we're going to go through is also going to allow you to fill your pipeline quickly, your pipeline of candidates or customers. And I can't reiterate enough, always think about growing your network. This system includes 4 basic components, and the first and foremost is a fire-breathing profile. The second is to be able to search for your target audience. So you need to know who your target audience is, and I get a lot of people who stumble on that. Who do you want to be able to engage with because they're really going to have a need for the product or service that you're marketing? Then you want to visit those individuals, those prospects, with your fire-breathing profile, and then you want to nurture that relationship, develop a relationship with them, find out more about them, let them see how you can potentially be a solution provider to some of the challenges that they have. So, everybody has a different style when you nurture a relationship. Some people, they let it go on for a long time to develop that trust, which is a good thing. I tend to, I guess, be more direct with people because ultimately, although you want to get to know people, you really want to see how you can help them and be a solution to some of the challenges that they have. So when you think about the possibilities here for a return on an investment that you're going to make in any external LinkedIn product or maybe an upgrade to LinkedIn, I wanted to just point out that on the software that I'm going to show you, the name of the software is called, it's SearchQuant, and I'm a partner with the developer in this, but in a search, you can visit 6,000 prospects on a weekly basis. Now, there's a way that you would do it manually. There's no way you would get to 6,000 prospects. But with this software, you're going to be able to do that automatically. Let's just say after you visit those profiles with your profile, then 1% of them invite you to connect because you have a fire-breathing profile and they really like what you do. And 5% of those total new connections turn into 300 prospects, and you can convert 10% of those 300 to appointments. Of course, this all depends on how effective your online communication is, which is part of the system that I'm going to show you. So say you get 30 appointments and you have a 20% close ratio, then you can have, as a result of one week's worth of work, 6 new sales. So it's very easy to justify your return on investment using this system, simply because you're really filling that pipeline. And if you've got a very well-defined target audience and a very well-defined profile, then you're going for the people that can best use your services. It's really a game changer, the way this whole system works. And I guess that little kitty couldn't have said it any better. But here are some of the things that you need to consider. You need to consider getting a LinkedIn premium account in order to have this work effectively. And believe me, the only affiliation I have with LinkedIn in this is I use it because it is the greatest prospecting tool. But there are some benefits to getting a LinkedIn premium account if you don't already have one. Number one is that you get better search filters to look for your target audience. Secondly, you can really spruce up your profile a lot more using the LinkedIn premium account. And thirdly, you can view more people who've looked at you as a result of your visiting their profile with a premium account. I use a Sales Plus. If you pay for the annual subscription, then it turns out to be about $24 a month. So it's the Sales Plus that I use. You can also get Sales Basic, and but I do recommend the Sales Plus, $24 a month. It is really well worth it. The second is the profile visiting software, and I'm going to share with you some offers at the end. And the profile visiting software is going to automate the display of your profile, your fire-breathing profile, to your target audience, and many of them are going to invite you to connect with them as a result of what you have in your profile, and many of them are going to be people that you're going to want to reach out to. And the third area I wanted to cover here is that in order for this really to work for you, it has to be a daily happy habit. Okay, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time because the profile visiting software does it automatically behind the scenes. And then your job is to go into your LinkedIn account, look at who's viewed your profile, connect with people who've invited you that meet your criteria, and start your communication. You got to do it immediately so that people remember who they've connected to and why, and that's what leads to engagement. So it's really got to be a religious part of your day, and the benefits will be there at the end of the week, at the end of the month. Well, I thought you'd all get a really good laugh out of these particular pictures, and I sure did, and believe it or not, these are some pictures that people put on LinkedIn because they don't know how to use LinkedIn. They're familiar with Facebook, and these are not professional photos. I've had some people, they have clients, they have cartoons as their photos or their corporate logo. And although it may seem dry to put a professional picture on there, it really doesn't have to be. You can be somewhat casual, a little dressy, and very engaging. But it's really key to a fire-breathing profile because the picture says 1,000 words, and then right after that comes your headline, which is what's going to describe what you do, how you do it, and who you do it for on your profile. So here's mine, and what I did on my profile, just to give you some examples, and we'll go through this as we get onto LinkedIn Online. So your professional headshot, I don't think that I look very intimidating there. What you try to do is communicate a friendly person, somebody who's anxious to engage, but you're a professional. And then the headline is right underneath my name, and the headline is what tells people what I do, how I do it, and who I do it for. There is no doubt that my expertise is lead generation, and the fact that I can provide the tools to find leads using LinkedIn. So the background here where it says your leads on LinkedIn generation tools to fill your funnel automatically, that is a feature that you get when you buy the LinkedIn Premium program. And what's great about it is it could be a picture behind the scenes, it could be a corporate logo, it could be both, using your words and a picture, whatever it is you need to really get your point across so that there is no doubt about what you do.
Penny, if I could interrupt.
The other area,
Penny?
yes, please.
Well, because we had a question about that. Somebody asked about software, and in this case he's interested specifically about free software for creating LinkedIn wallpaper, the dimensions, and the file type. And so I was wondering how you created your image.
Sure. Well, I use Photoshop Elements, and I know Photoshop, the full program, so Elements is a more simplistic use of it. It's about $99, and I know Adobe has a lot of videos that you can use to learn how to operate it, but that's the program. Any photo editor will allow you to do that, and LinkedIn does specify the size of the photos that you put in the background.
I'll just say
so that's what I use. LinkedIn also has their own standard pictures. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. So I use PowerPoint, and which isn't free, but many people already have it, but you have to convert it to pixels. You know, you can just create it in PowerPoint, save it as a picture by right-click, selecting and right-clicking and saving this picture. Someone recently told me about Canva, which is, I think, canva.com, and apparently they have some templates which are the right sizes for various social media things, but I'm not positive about it.
Oh, well, that would be good, because sometimes when I'm creating a profile for a client and they want their logo in it, the logo is too big. So Photoshop Elements allows me to make adjustments in sizes and backgrounds so that I can manipulate it any way I want.
Right. Okay, let's go on. Thanks.
Okay. So the next area is an advanced search. Remember, we talked about fire-breathing profile and an advanced search, which is what you also are going to benefit from when you get a LinkedIn Premium account. So this is what the screen is going to look like, and we'll go through an advanced search later. It allows you to use the filters to really hone in on who you want to communicate with. Keywords might be if you are in, say you have a product like myself where sales managers can really benefit from it. So sales manager would be keyword. I might look for groups that I belong to, look for sales managers within particular groups. You can identify that all within the advanced people search. I always search for second degree, third degree, or group members versus my first degree connections when I'm doing profile visiting, and there is a reason for that. There are ways to communicate directly with your first degree connections on LinkedIn where you can message them about your products or services, and they already have connected with you. But remember, you're always wanting to build your network. So whenever I do an advanced search, it's always other than a first degree connection. And I would encourage that with you as well. That way you always have the opportunity to have more and more people connecting with you. And you're flashing your profile in front of them. I'll give you an example of how great this is. I am working with a client who's in recruiting. His company is opening up offices throughout the country, and for the different cities that they're going to be going into, we're doing an advanced search, and his profile is going out to particularly titled individuals so that they know that he and his company are coming to town, and he gets connections as a result of that because he's got a fire-breathing profile now, and people are seeing what he's all about, and they're either visiting him or inviting him to connect. So he's building his network, and he's broadcasting what he does to everybody that's in his target audience. So within a couple of days, actually within a week or so, he visited 5,000 profiles that were in his target audience. And you can't do that manually unless you have nothing else going on in your life, including sleep. So when you do an advanced search, you get search results. And you can go and individually contact these people, which is going to take a long, long time, or you can automate the process, which is what we're talking about today. So as you can see in this search, I had 319 results, second degree, group members, and I only searched within the company Oracle for a VP of sales position. So you can get very specific. And then on the left side, you can see that's just the beginning of some of the search criteria, which is what I'm going to show you in more detail when we go online. But the key thing here, just like I described to you about that client I was working with, the key thing here is that when you visit with your target audience, you become more visible, and that's where the opportunity shows up. You just never know who's out there waiting for you to visit them with your products and services. Once you've visited and you've made your response to those people who want to connect with you just based on your profile, then you go and check out who's viewed your profile. So what you want to do is you're going to go through this feature, and I'll show you how to use it. This is where your prospects are, and you're going to see the picture. Again, this is why your picture is so important, because people are going to make quick decisions whether or not they want to engage with you. And then you're going to see the name and when they viewed your profile, and that's important because you want to act very quickly on this. Remember, people are online, they've got lots of things hitting them on newsletters and emails and everything. You want to engage with them as quickly as possible. That's why that habit is very important. Then underneath you're going to see the beginning of their headline. The headline are the words that describe who they are, what they do, and how they do it. And you're going to see the first 46 characters that's in the headline. The whole headline can be 120 characters. So you want to make that first 46 characters really, really powerful. Then we're going to use a social selling tool. And that is the Search Quant software I was telling you about, where you're going to do a search. You're going to look for your target audience via the filters. You're going to paste the address of everybody that comes up in that URL, which is right under the main orange band you see. And then you're going to click Start Visiting, and you'll see Search Quant will send your profile to visit all the profiles of the hundreds of people in that list. So when people come back to look at you under who's viewed your profile, they're double qualified. And the reason they're double qualified is because you identified them to be within your target audience. And then they were interested enough in what you had in your profile to come back and check you out. So that means they're raising their hand. They're more interested than somebody that you might call on a cold call. So what I'd like to also share with you is online communication. But before we do that, let's go to LinkedIn. And here's my profile. And we're going to go through a fire-breathing profile here. My fire-breathing profile, okay? And let me point out some of the features that you need to look at to really create a powerful profile. One is premium account right here. Also, another feature of a premium account is that you can get an open network, which means you can open up your account so that anybody can communicate with you. They don't have to use InMail. You want people to communicate with you openly, and you're not going to restrict that to first, second, or third degree connections. So that is a really good function. The other is the background that I mentioned earlier. And then let's look at your tag card. Your tag card is this entire first shot that people get of you. Great profile picture, and then words that describe very specifically what you do, how you do it, and who you do it for. Okay, so I think I've left no doubt about what my expertise is, but I will say to you that sometimes, depending upon the audience that you want to go after, you may want to change that headline. And what I think is a great idea is to open up a Word document, and when you're ready to change your headline, save what you had from before. So, for example, say I'm going after CFOs because CFOs usually wind up taking a look to see how much it costs to generate sales. They're buying lead lists, different ways that their salespeople can find good prospects. And they might be interested in learning more about how this is done on LinkedIn because it's going to save them money. So say my target audience is going to be CFOs, then this headline is going to change a little bit because my target audience is a bit different. So I'm going to really address saving on the cost of sales in my headline. And then I use the stars just to separate the two. Some people use, just a vertical line. It depends, but something a little bit flashy. Give it a little style. And the wonderful thing about LinkedIn is you can change it anytime you want. Say somebody mentions a word that, wow, really resonates with you. You can put it in your headline here. Depending upon how much room you have, because remember you only have 120 characters here, that includes spaces and words, then you can put your phone number here or your email address. You want to make it very easy for people to contact you. So going down, I put San Francisco Bay Area as the place that people can as my home base, and really, it doesn't have to be your home base. It really is going to be the place that you want to do your business. So I live about an hour outside of Sacramento, and I used to have Sacramento area there, but I find that a lot of my clients are in the San Francisco Bay Area, so that's what I want to list as the area that I'm based in. And it doesn't have to be the place that you're sleeping. It could be, where is my target audience? Remember, it really is a mindset. Everything that you're doing is really targeted on finding those clients or those candidates or where you want your network to come from. So then this is my current experience, and that will autofill from what you list down below, but there are some ways to make it look different than the way LinkedIn would have you believe. So as you can see, Veritable Coaching is listed first. I don't bother putting my company in my headline because that's not a good use of such finite space there. So I put it down here, Veritable Coaching. And then, as you can see, I have qualified leads, market to your perfect clients. Well, how did I do that? The way I did it is under experience, I listed under the company, I listed different things, and you'll see here qualified leads and market to perfect clients. Those are all the areas that get listed up in the current, in the area for current. So there is a way to trick LinkedIn into putting what you want up there. So for the same job that I have at Veritable Coaching, my own business, I've listed 3 different experiences so that it, on my tag card, you can see some really important information that would make you want to connect with me without having to read the rest of my summary. Then the previous is going to autofill. You really can't control that. And then education as well. It's all really controlled by how you list it and the dates. Okay, then you want to make sure that your public profile link doesn't have a bunch of numbers in it, because when I see that, I say, oh, this person is not an experienced LinkedIn user. You want to come across as somebody who's really hot and heavy on LinkedIn, because that's where your network is and that's where your clients are. Under contact information, fill that in. You want to definitely fill in everything, because the idea here is you want to make it very easy for people to communicate with you. And there are ways to manipulate this as well. As you can see, I don't just have my company website here. I'm able to put my blog here, or I can send people to a specific landing page. You have 3 different landing pages that you can set up on LinkedIn. So I wish I could take the time to show you the specifics, but I think it will take too much time. Okay, and then in your profile, oh, I wanted to point out this. Get to 500 plus connections. Once you reach 500 and somebody goes to look at your profile, it doesn't tell them anything other than you are a super connector. If you have 192 connections, it's another indicator that you're not big into LinkedIn. So keep growing your network to get over that 500 number. Okay, then you can add posts onto your profile. I just did 2 posts. One is about this particular webinar. So it's a way to get my information out to all of my connections and tell them about the webinar. And then I love this new feature of LinkedIn. It's called a long post. So instead of just updating your network, your connections, or the public on any changes that you've made to your profile, you can actually write a blog on LinkedIn. You can repurpose a blog that you might have on your website and put it on LinkedIn with an associated picture, and it stays as a blog on your profile. Remember, your profile is your landing page, It's where people are going to go to get validation of who you are, what you do, and how you do it. In your summary, you always want to make it very clear as to how people can get in touch with you. And in my summary, I mix paragraphs with bullet points because you want people to be able to scan it, but you're always focused not on you. You're always focused on what you can do for your clients. It's not about you and me. It's about them. That's what gets people to want to do business with you. Then in your profile, you can also attach either pictures, you can attach presentations. This is a link directly to a newsletter sign up, and this is a link directly to my website. And when Ellen provides the recording of this webinar, I'm going to have a link to that directly in my summary so that others can go on and view the webinar. So take advantage of this really lead page. It's a landing page for you. Then when you list your experience should always refer to what you can do for your client. What results did you have in your prior jobs that gives you the expertise that you have today? So anytime you have accomplishments or you have numbers that you can share with people, that's a good thing. But you want people to leave your profile knowing what you do, how you do it, and who you do it for. Not, wow, this person's got a lot of experience, but I have no idea what they do. And there are a lot of profiles out there that do that. So you can also attach presentations or marketing material to particular jobs that you've had from the past to give people examples of your work. And then you always associate recommendations that have been given to you with the particular position. So I'm going to talk to you about recommendations because that is really golden, and it's golden in two ways. Number one, when you're looking to connect with somebody and you want to find out about them, remember I talked about LinkedIn being a research tool? Well, you can look at a person's recommendation and get a different window into the benefits that they provide to their clients and how their clients feel about them. So that's exactly what people are going to be looking at in your profile. And I would recommend at least 20 recommendations, and be sure that on your LinkedIn account you're listing what recommendations you've received versus those you've been given. You want to list the organizations you belong to. I mean, this is the place to really tell people what you're all about. The skills that you offer, and you have people who endorse you, which I don't think provides as much validity as a recommendation, but it sure keeps people in front of you. By the way, if you hover over any of these names here, then you can connect with that individual. Right now I'm looking at my profile, but if you go to a connections profile and you're looking to build your connections, it's always a great thing to add connections that where you have somebody in common with them. So you can go to other people's endorsements, look at who they're connected to and who's endorsed them, and say, gee, we know John Smith in common, please connect with me. So that's another way to build connections. LinkedIn provides many options for that. List all your certifications and courses and your education. Again, always fill out how people can contact you. You should have that really easy to find on your profile. And here are all my recommendations. People can see more, but again, try to get 20. Then groups, you want to join groups. You're allowed up to 50 groups on LinkedIn. Fill that 50 because that's another window into who you're associated with. And it gives you the ability to communicate with other group members. Not only can you engage in conversation so that you can be a go-to person within that group, but even those groups that you don't have time to engage with, the benefit is that they are still connected to you via a group. So it's expanding your network, and you actually can communicate with other group members without connecting to them directly. So that's another positive reason to expand the groups that you're connected to. And then again, companies, it's important to, actually I would definitely follow companies that are my customers because that's something they'd be looking for. But people look at this to see what you're all about. They're trying to get a good overview of your credibility, and having a very complete profile that's very focused on what you do is very important to your success in using LinkedIn and finding clients on LinkedIn. So that's your fire-breathing profile. And then I'm going to show you another profile of one of my clients, and you'll see what I mean by a fire-breathing profile. I actually worked on his profile here. Greg is a YouTube marketing specialist, and he's a lecturer and speaker and professor at Rutgers, so I think that's pretty indicative right here in his profile. But see how powerful that background picture is, and he used a lot of keywords, which is very important whenever you're building your profile. What would people type into Google in order to find you? And this is just to give you an example, using capitals, making your profile summary very easy to read is going to be key as well. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, and now what I wanted to share with you is the SearchQuant software. Remember what we talked about? Let me go here. I'm sorry. Who's viewed your profile? This is going to be an indicator of those people who've come back to you after a search, and then you go and you select the individuals that you want to connect with. Remember, the name, the picture, and the first 46 characters of the headline is going to be very important. So what you want to do in order to get a lot of people who have seen your profile to come back and look at you, so that you have so many here, you can decide which ones you really want to reach out to. You're going to want to use the software, the social selling tool that I was telling you about. Okay, and as you can see, LinkedIn, my LinkedIn account is opened up within the SearchQuant software, and I'm going to do an advanced search. An advanced search is going to allow me to use those filters that I talked to you about. And the first filter I'm going to use is sales managers. And we'll see how many sales managers I know that are in my network. Well, over 1 million. So that's too many to visit at this point. So now I'm going to go, instead of doing all my first degree, I'm going to do second degree connections that are sales managers. And I'm going to do, let's say, sales managers in Oracle. Only Oracle. You can add different companies if you want to. This is the power of the search filters. I'm looking for my perfect target audience. And you can choose industry if you want to, the seniority level. So instead of using a keyword, perhaps I wanted to do a director or a VP, but I'm going to stick with the one that I that I put in there. And then you can choose company size. Depending upon the type of SearchQuant account, LinkedIn account, that will have an effect on how many filters that you have. But I have found that the Sales Plus works well. Okay, so now here's the 400 results for sales managers. And by the way, SearchQuant has a management tool so that you can program all of your searches in at the beginning of the week. It won't take more than maybe a half hour. And then SearchQuant will automatically go down the list and start visiting for you every single day, every hour of the day, until it reaches a certain point, usually about 1,000 searches a day. But then it'll start up again the next day, and your profile is visiting your target audience. So here's the URL for the search that we just did of these 396 sales managers. I'm going to add this URL to my list. I've got a lot of them here. And anything that says waiting, SearchQuant is just going to go down the list and visit all those profiles. And all you do at this point is you click Start Visiting. Now my fire-breathing profile is visiting everybody that was on that list. And I can be out in front of a customer or meeting with a candidate or doing other work on my computer while SearchQuant is doing all the visiting for me. So it's connecting, and then you'll just see it go from one person to the next, and it's being done automatically. So talk about streamlining your prospecting. Wow, this is what's so fantastic about the SearchQuant tool. So it's fire-breathing profile, doing an advanced search, doing the profile visiting with LinkedIn, and then going in to see who's visited your profile after you've accepted your new invites as a result of the visits, looked at who's gone into your profile, and then engage with them via your online communication. So, online communication. Whoops. Happy fingers. Online communication needs to be creative, engaging, and compelling. So when you buy just the software that you can do through this webinar, then you're going to get the instructions on how to use SearchQuant. You're going to get some sample template messages, a video of how to use it, and how to do searches, because there are different ways that you can do searches. And then there's a lot more that you can do to go beyond that. But how well you do with your online communication is going to have a big effect on your success rate in connecting with people and then getting them to have a telephone call with you. So that's the other thing that I'm able to do is I've got templates that I use, and I must say that when I reach out to connect with somebody, it's 100% hit. I usually get somebody to connect with me. It's a little bit more challenging to get them to meet with you, but I also have a template message for that. And the idea here is when you connect with somebody or ask for a connection or you message them, that you do not have to create your messages every single time. You can just go to your Word document where you have a couple of your template messages, copy, and then paste them into your communication in LinkedIn. So some of the template messages that I use are thank you for connecting with me. I make a comment about a profile, about their profile, but it's such a generic statement. It appears that I've looked at their profile, but you know, if you have a ton of people in your pipeline, which you will when you get this, you want to have something generic that's complementary that can apply to many people. You state what you might have in common. You invite them to schedule a meeting with you because you've described a little bit about your expertise, and then you close for an appointment. So here's an example of an appointment setting message that I have. Once you're connected with somebody, you have 2,000 characters that you can use. So that's quite a bit that you can send to somebody in a message. But this is, as you can see that I talk about my appreciation in connecting with them. I read your profile and see that you've been instrumental in helping different organizations. Well, I didn't read their profile, but it's a generic enough statement that sounds complimentary, and depending upon if it's HR, it's going to look different. If it's a sales organization, it's going to look a little bit different, but it's a generic message that can be copied and pasted to cut down on my work time, but I know already that it's my target audience. Okay, I tell them what my expertise is, and then I ask for an appointment. And I get a really good response rate from that.
Penny,
Yes.
it's getting late, so I think you should move on past the messages to tell them what you're offering so we have time for questions because we have a number of them.
Got it. Okay. I get so excited about this that...
She has great message templates. Let's go on.
Yes, okay. All right. So there are 3 different categories, and I know Ellen is going to be putting up the links to go to what we're offering today. First of all, I'm offering an individual coaching session so that we can cover the areas of what you need to do in your personal profile. This is a one-on-one coaching, so we're going to look at your profile, and I'm going to help you with the things you need to do in order to make the changes. Then I'm going to show you specifically some secrets and searches, and then we're going to use some of the templates that I've created for you to set appointments. So that's one of the links that Ellen is going to be providing. The second is if you just want to buy the social selling tool, you can place your order for that. It's $200 a month, and SearchQuant is offering, if you buy 3 months, then you'll be able to get $100 off. And once you place your order for the 1 month, you're going to be contacted directly by SearchQuant so that they can set you up and do your initial training. And at that point, you'll be able to get 3 months and save yourself $100. Oops. And the third is you can get both my coaching, which is going to give you an in-depth training on the other criteria that you need to make all of this work for you and put it together, and the first month of software. So instead of paying $400, it's a deal, $357 if you do that today. So you'll get the coaching and the software license for 1 month. And I do have my contact information here if you have any questions. Have any questions, you can go right to my email or just give me a call. So it's penny@bear2bullcoaching.com, and you can place your orders directly on there if you wanted to, but right now we have the links, and the benefit is that I'm offering the combo package for $43 off. And if you buy today, the other thing is I'd like to offer all of the messaging templates that I have for free, so that you most likely will have to copy and paste, and that's going to help you get your clients without a lot of effort of creating messages. So I'm open to any questions, and I hope that many of you will take me up on this offer, because this is really going to work for you. It's a great prospecting tool and a great way to make sales with not a whole lot of investment.
Okay, Penny, thank you so much. I wanted to make sure, please let me know if you got those links. You should see them in the panel in the questions area. So just let me know if you were able to get all of those links. Just type yes in the questions box or no or something like that. So that's one thing. And I wanted to thank you, Penny, because I thought this was very interesting. I wrote down lots of notes. One of the specific thing was that with a premium account, you can open up the profile of anybody who has endorsed somebody, you know, that kind of thing. You can hover over it.
Oh yeah, you can actually go to that of the endorsements and connect with people that way, or go to the connections of your connections and connect with them.
Right.
By just hovering over their picture.
Okay, so let's open this up to questions. I'm going to start from the beginning and see what we have here for questions for Penny. I'm still hearing that echo.
Okay.
Anne wants to know how you activate someone who you're connected to.
Okay, what you do is you go to your connections. So when you're in your profile and you go to the tab under connections and you have your list of connections, there is a drop down right next to their picture, and it allows you to delete them from being connected.
Great, thank you.
I've had to use that myself.
So I guess there was a question about how, maybe sort of a summary of automating, of how this software automates. So let me just say what I think is that it automates the advanced search and visiting profiles, and then the part when they visit your profile, then you do have to individually go in and use those templates to contact them.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, yeah, so generally this visiting software takes a manual job of visiting each individual profile and automates it. It works behind the scenes so that if you're on my list, Ellen, you're going to see that I visited you. You're going to look under who's viewed your profile, and you're going to see, oh, Penny Pearl visited you, and then most likely you're going to come back and check me out too. And that's where I reach out to you because you are my target audience.
Right.
It basically brings your target audience to you.
Right, got it. Okay, so I think we're done. And thank you very much. I think hopefully I've answered everybody's questions. If I haven't, you can email Penny directly, penny@beartobullcoaching.com. So yeah, so you can so you can contact Penny directly at penny@beartobullcoaching.com, or you of course know how to contact me, so you can contact me as well. I'll be sending out an email to everybody on Monday since it's Friday, and with the link to the recording of this, and then so then you'll have an email from me and you can click reply and ask any questions that you might want to ask about LinkedIn and how to use it to meet your goals, whatever your goals may be. So thank you again, Penny. I found it very interesting and enlightening.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate being able to talk with your audience and share something that I find very exciting because it's so wonderful to get those clients that you never would have found without these tools, and to do it so quickly.
Okay, thank you everybody. Have a nice Halloween and have a nice weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.